When you're young, are you having a lot of issues till that point?
I mean, I had a bunch of things happen from my brother and I were kidnapped when we were 6.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
For
I read that. I couldn't believe it. And you're aware of it at that age, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was our birth father, but we didn't know him, and he was never around. And he, gave us to this woman he was married to, and then gave us to her parents, and then we moved around so much, and whether I wasn't allowed to see a doctor or just didn't, either way, I didn't. My care was not of utmost concern.
Did he get in trouble?
No.
They didn't even put him away for that?
No.
Because it's called kidnapping.
It is, yeah. Yeah, but I think, there had to be stuff filed and charges and all this stuff.
And your mom didn't do that?
No, she didn't, and I don't blame her necessarily. And, I'm sure there's a lot more to it that I don't even know or understand or that can be reclaimed, in a way.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, no. And that's all right.
Was it good times at all? Do you remember?
I remember my brother and I really he's 10 months older, and we just sort of made our way everywhere we went, and he got a streak of gray hair at 16.
Oh, man.
From having been my dad for already 10 years at that point. But we bounced around. We were initially in Miami, and we would do all kinds of shit through the streets of Miami, and nothing. I mean, we were 6 and 7 years old, nothing crazy, just
But you had that freedom to
wandering the street, coming home to an empty house every day, and
You didn't know any better.
No.
This is what it is.
Yeah, and we were yeah, whatever. We had fun.
Is he still with you?
Yeah.
Do you talk to him?
My brother?
No, your dad.
Oh, I don't know him at all.
You don't know him at all. So once your mother, you were reunited with your mom.
Yeah.
Right at 10, how 10?
Yeah, 10. Yeah, he sort of disappeared.
And that was it.
He did disappear.
Never came back in your life, even when you had success.
He did when I remember I was going to NYU, and internet, at least for me anyway, came to Manhattan around 91, 92. And I remember, I don't even think certainly it wasn't Google back then, but I'd searched him,
right?
Found him living in Baltimore, Maryland, had his phone number, called him. He came up to New York for about an hour.
An hour?
An hour.
Was he emotional?
No, he was not at all. And he didn't even really talk about the past. He only talked about my uncle was a very successful NASCAR driver. And at that time, he was very successful.
That was his brother?
No, my mom's brother.
Your mom's brother.
And he just wanted to talk about him. And,
That's weird.
Yeah, he's weird.
He hasn't seen his son in all these years.
No, and then he showed up on my farm when I was 32 for about an hour. And I was pissed after that one.
Well, what did he talk about this time?
Nothing. He had his stepdaughter with him, and it was passing through the area, and first thing I said, how'd you find me? In the middle of nowhere. I'm on 500 acres in the middle of nowhere, Virginia. And he said, I thought it was, I saw an interview you did or something, and about the mountains, and I was passing through this area, and I asked the sheriff. He told me where you lived. I called the sheriff after he left.
The fuck are you doing, Sheriff?
Exactly.
Well, sorry about that, Skeeter. We get calls all the time like that. Normally,
we direct them right to you.
Well, you think a boy would like to see us, Paul?
We're gonna charge you secretarial fees too.
Yeah.